Man, this is exciting, isn't it? I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love the time before major games come out or major DLCs come out and we start getting leaks. Now, odds are, honestly, these are probably fake. However, it's the thought, it's the hope that what I'm going to show you guys is real. That's what makes this time so exciting, because Rockstar, obviously, they're not going to come out and say anything for a while, probably. So this is all we have, and we're all wanting GTA 6. We all know it's out there. We all know it's coming, and we want it. We want to taste it. We want to see it. And these leaked screenshots, even if there's a 1% chance, we're going to run with it. We're going to believe, hopefully, and just think about what's coming. I think that's why so many people love leaks. It's because it's sort of up to your imagination, and that's the best time before any game comes out that you're excited for, because then it's whatever you think's gonna happen. And then obviously once the company comes out and gives a trailer and goes more in depth, you can maybe rein in your imagination a little bit and see realistically what's gonna be coming. But the picture that I'm gonna show you guys that you might see in the thumbnail, this has got my imagination going. It is so awesome. Again, this is a leak. I have no idea if this is real or not, but I will say it is one of the better leaks if it is faked. So here is the picture. Look at it. We have the airport. We have the sky. The sky was the first thing I noticed. It looks like there's potentially like a sunset happening over on the right side. And there's a massive thunderstorm with all these dark clouds happening on the left. And it looks so good. Despite the quality of this picture, the atmosphere looks so good. It does remind me a little bit of Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. The second thing I noticed was the lighting. The lighting looks incredible, and it also looks very similar to Red Dead Redemption 2. Like the bloom, the fact that it does look a lot more realistic than GTA 5's lighting, that stood out. Again, though, it is hard to really get an understanding or idea of the actual lighting just because the quality of this picture is definitely not the greatest. The third thing that stood out to me was actually the mini-map. So the mini-map, we know, just literally looking at every single leak that's ever come out for any Rockstar game, the mini-map goes or starts out in a certain way, and then it ends up in a different way. They don't really stick to one mini-map idea. They play test a bunch of mini-map ideas. I believe for GTA 5, the initial test was a circle. Like kind of it's been, I think, in GTA 4 and other games in the past, but then they made it a square. And then for Red Dead Online, I think it might have started out as a square, and then they went back to the circle. So these things change, but the mini-map looks very similar to Red Dead Redemption 2's mini-map. You have the circle, obviously. You have on the left and the right, it looks like the right maybe is your green, that's your health. On the left, or maybe the red is your health. I don't know what the right is. Maybe that's your stamina bar. Who knows? Then you have the same icons or two icons that look similar to the Red Dead Redemption 2 icons. Looks like the lightning bolt, which potentially could be, again, stamina. And then the other one almost looks like an earth. I don't exactly know. Maybe that's like armor or something. Not entirely sure what that could be. One interesting thing, though, because it appears that whoever took this picture, like the players in the plane, the runway there on the mini map looks huge compared to the runway in the actual picture. So that's like the first thing that just is like, okay, maybe this is a little fake. Maybe this isn't as real as we thought. I don't know. Again, that's up for you to decide if you want to believe it's fake or if it's real. I will say though, another thing that might indicate this is fake, if you look at the logos of the various like plane companies at the top left, you'll notice these are actually from GTA, like they're GTA specific plane companies. However, the one on the left, the orange one, which is the Adios Airlines, it's actually upside down, the logo. So this is what the logo looks like. You can see the red things going up, where back to the picture, you can see it's going down. So little interesting there. Although, if someone did fake this, like if they're just copying the logo, and it's like, how would they mess that up? I don't know. That's just something interesting, I guess, to point out. One thing going back to the minimap it's interesting that the save icon is a little floppy disk. So that actually could potentially indicate this is in the past, which would be interesting. Now, I don't know if floppy disks, was that a thing in like the 80s? Because that's the time period a lot of us want to go back to if it is in Vice City. But that is something interesting. Obviously, at the top left, we have a bunch of settings. And these are just standard settings, you know, view distance, mesh detail, FX lighting, bloom. One interesting note that someone mentioned, and this is like not a definitive yes or no if it's fake or not, but they're getting 102 FPS in what I guess I'm assuming is like an alpha stage of the game. And for those unaware, now again, maybe every game's different, I don't know, but for most games, the alpha and the beta are not optimized at all. Usually when people play alphas and betas, their performance is terrible because like the optimization part, that's almost one of the later parts of game development, I believe. And it's very strange how they're getting 102 FPS, which again, I don't know, maybe they figured out something. This could potentially be on like a super, super high-end PC. And if the details it says are medium, maybe 100 FPS is realistic. I don't know. It's just something interesting someone pointed out, and I definitely thought that was something to mention. Now, for sure in the comment section, let me know your thoughts on this. One thing that this doesn't do is give us an idea really of where, if this is real, like where the game's going to be. Obviously, there's some sunset, some storms. People are like, oh, that means Vice City. You can't tell. I mean, that could be anywhere. You know what I mean? There's nothing really specific in this picture that would indicate a specific location. One thing that will be super interesting regarding Rockstar and Take-Two, most of the time companies, if something legit like gets leaked from their game, they try and remove all traces of it from the internet until obviously their official release, and then they might not care as much. So if, you know, and this is a big if this is true and it gets deleted, or, you know, this video goes down or something along those lines happen, then that definitely indicates that something's a little fishy. Rockstar, this might be real, and Rockstar's trying to save face and trying to get it off the internet so people don't see it. But then on the other hand, like maybe Rockstar know that, maybe this is real, and they just decide, well, if we leave it up, people won't believe it's real and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Like, that's just, it's one of those things. Like, what do they do? Honestly, the more I look at it, I get more excited, not necessarily because it's either real or fake, but because this could be like potentially what we get, right? This lighting, that weather. GTA 6 is going to be a next-gen title, and I am so excited for that, to see what Rockstar can come up with. I will say, though, the more I do look at this picture, especially that mini-map, I am maybe leaning a little bit more towards it being fake. Now, again, this is alpha. Maybe the mini-map isn't, like, perfected. It's not 100%. Maybe the maps don't exactly match up. But just looking at some of those other roads on the mini-map, they don't really line up to what we're seeing. So, like, you can see the player icon is obviously in the middle of the runway. But then, like, to the right of him, it looks like there's a slanted runway. But if you look to the right of the plane, there's not really a slanted runway. There's a straight, like a strip or street, whatever, where that car's on. That's just going straight down. So, I don't know. That's a little odd. Also, it maybe is a little odd that it seems like all the vehicles in this picture are in GTA 5. Like, I believe that's the exact plane from GTA 5. The trucks, those are in GTA 5. The small plane is in GTA 5. On the far left, you can see one of those little buggies that like rarely spawn. That's also in GTA 5, which is a little fishy. That for sure is a little fishy there. But then again, you could argue that, well, maybe it's just placeholder stuff because this is an alpha. Maybe they're just using the stuff they had in GTA 5 to test everything, and then they'll make new stuff. Like, that's something game companies do. So it is so hard to determine whether or not this is real or fake. I mean, the guy, which I'm not going to leave a link to in the description, because if it is fake, I don't want to give like some random guy credit. If it is real, sorry to the guy, but it is what it is. He did say that this is from like his friend who he knows who's a developer or something at Rockstar. One final thing that I did just read from someone who pointed it out, at the top left, one of the options, it says Proxy Textures on. And for those unaware of what that means, Proxy Textures, from what I understand, that's like low res versions of the original textures. So instead of using, the super high res versions where it may tax the system and you won't like be able to do as much as easily, they use the proxy version, which is a lot lower resolution, just to make things easier, which could explain maybe some of the things I just mentioned, especially that FPS counter being so high. One final thing regarding this image, I want to go back to the plane companies on all those icons. So Fly US, we obviously know, is in GTA 5. The other one, Adios Airlines, that one is also in GTA 5. But the one in the middle, which is Plummet Airlines, it coincidentally is only in GTA Vice City. It was in the beta of GTA 4, but it never actually made it to the game. The only place in the GTA universe where you see that airline company is Vice City. So again, if this is faked, I mean, the guy who made this went through so much, which is crazy. But again, we're also in freaking 2019 and that's what people do. So I don't know. Like I mentioned though, this is just exciting times, whether or not these are real or fake. Just the fact that we can finally maybe start imagining GTA 6, and that's all we want, man. That's all we're looking for. But again, let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this image? Again, if it is fake, it is definitely one of the more well done faked images, faked leaks I've seen in quite some time. So props to whoever did that. If it is fake, if it's real, man, oh man, we got some great stuff to look forward to. Thank you all for watching. Please drop the video like if you did enjoy. I'm doing a shark card giveaway if you guys play GTA Online in my or on my Twitter in the description below. So go enter to win if you want a chance to win $8 million. But thank you all for watching. This will do it for this video. Please drop it a like, subscribe for more GTA 5 and GTA 6 news. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.